Here at Beyond Words, which is, commissioned by the Writers Guild of America, you're nominated for a Writers Guild Award. How does that feel? Obviously, Tanya's experiencing a lot of award season success, getting nominated at a bunch of different groups, but there's something special about Writers Guild because you're being recognized by your peers that know what the grind is like and, trying to bust out a great script. So how does this particular recognition feel?
Well, I think you said it. I mean, it does. It feels better because it's from your own people. It's like we all. I don't ever feel competitive with other writers because I feel like it's so individual and it's so everyone just brings their own unique voice. Right. And I mean, I can't do what Aaron Sorkin does or what Kamal and Emily do. I mean, we're also but I just have so much respect for what they do. I always just feel like celebrating everybody. I used to be an actor and then I felt competitive.
Is this your first script or?
No, no. I've been around a long time. Yeah.
You spoke about how this is such a great year, and you mentioned, Kumail, Emily, Guillermo. Personally, besides I, Tonya, what has been your favorite film of this past year?
Well, I mean, it's hard to pick. I like Call Me by Your Name. I love The Big Sick. I thought those were both really good. I'm so glad that The Big Sick is recognized because they don't always recognize comedies. Yeah. So that I felt was really encouraging. Three Billboards is great. There's a lot of them.
Last weekend, I spoke with Tatiana Regal at the Addy Awards, and she said how, as an editor, she tries to stay away from going into the research if it's based on a true story projects that she works on. Obviously, as the writer, you're the polar opposite, obviously. So what research went into writing the script for I, Tonya?
I interviewed Tonya Harding, and I interviewed Jeff Gillooly. I tracked them down, and...
So were your interviews with them, was that the basis for the interviews that we see on camera?
A lot of it, yeah, a lot of it. I interviewed them in restaurants because I always feel like people, talk better when there's food in front of them and they're more relaxed. But I've never interviewed anybody. This was my first time. I didn't tell them that. Right.
Was it hard to nail them down to try to, especially Lavana Harding?
I didn't talk to Lavana because Tonya didn't know whether she was dead or alive.
Right.
And she just said she didn't care. So I wrote that part for Allison Janney because I write so many parts for Allison Janney, but this is the first one that she actually got to do. Right. So.
No, yeah, she's great, Allison, and she got the Globe, the SAG. It's just she's doing amazing. Now, I'm personally upset because with I, Tonya being one of my favorite films of the year, I'm sorry that you did not get a screenplay nomination at the Oscars. I thought it was such a good script and such an amazing script. However, it did receive 3 Academy Award nominations for Margot, Allison, and for Tatiana. How did it feel to receive that news with having your team getting recognized in that regard?
Well, first off, I'm not nominated every year, so I'm actually good at it.
Yeah,
No, I said from the beginning that I was writing this part for Allison to get nominated for an Oscar. And I said it out loud. I said it to everybody that we know.
So you were open about it even during the...
Not cagey. Wow. I was like, this is what we're doing. Wow. And it's funny because I was talking to her today, and she said that she felt like it was never going to happen for her, and she sort of put that dream aside, and she was fine with it, And then I butted in.
As the writer, obviously you said, one of your purposes of this was to, get Allison Janney an Oscar, but did you have any, as the screenwriter of this film, determination in the overall casting process and who would be casted in the rest of the characters?
Yeah, I was also a producer on the movie, so I did. This was like the first time I could, have a say in everything. I worked with Brian Uncless and Tom Ackerley and Margot Robbie, and Craig Gillespie directed it, and we were really a good team. We all saw the movie the same way. We didn't always agree, but it was so respectful, the whole process.
Right, absolutely. And one last question, was this an idea that approached you from someone else, or was this something that you just came to you?
It's something I came up with it. Okay. Yeah, I saw a documentary on 30 for 30 about Tonya Harding, and I just thought, there's a lot there, So I went after it,
Well, Stephen, thank you so much.
Sure.
I really appreciate your time.